Hello, my name is Jeff Gimble. I'm the Senior Security Analyst at North Dakota State University. This was initially supposed to be more of a face-to-face presentation, and I tend to do a little better in those situations, but then we found ourselves in the middle of a pandemic. So, as many of my friends say in the information security world, improvise, adapt, and overcome. So here is a brief overview of some of the things that NDSU is doing to keep you secure in this time, and a few things that you should be on the lookout for and what you can do to help us. One of the things that has changed is we're monitoring our logs a lot closer at this time, and we see that there's a lot of login problems. When you are using our shared folders, such as our S, our X, and our U drives, if you are incorrectly logged in, it creates a log file. And when those shared files are out there, there's quite a few logs that show up. So at any time, if you are seeing a problem with your shared folders, please contact the NDSU help desk, and they will be able to assist you getting those files and folders straightened out. We have another resource available to all of NDSU, and that is Secure File Transfer. This site, ndsu.edu/its/file transfer, will give you directions on how to use the site. But essentially, you can send and receive large files up to 99 gigabytes securely to people on and off campus, as well as setting up a personal file drop for people to drop files for you. There are, of course, limitations on those files that can be used for this. We have data loss prevention turned on two services. With Office 365, you will be prevented from sending credit cards or social security numbers. And if you do suspect a false positive, please let us know. There may be exceptions we might be able to put into place. For example, the library has some call numbers that are almost identical to Diners Club. Yes, that is still an active credit card that's out there. So they are using Google Drive for moving some of those numbers. And speaking of Google Drive, DLP or data loss prevention is also turned on here as well, though it is a bit different. When you put a file on Google Drive that has PII or personally identifiable information, like social security numbers or credit card information, we get notified and then we ask that you either secure that data through encryption or you remove it. The reason being is that Google Drive makes it really easy to share that information and those files out. Now I'm going to go over some of the phishing and email scams that we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. I'll go over some of the things to look for and other things that indicate what makes it phishing. This first message indicates that your email account needs to be updated. It may have your name or it may say NDSU user. Um, Looking at this, we would not send this type of message. And if you hover over the link, you'll see that this goes to noodlemud.com. So when you are getting these email messages, don't click on these links. Just move your mouse cursor over them, and it will show you where that URL is going to go to. Also, if you notice, you take a look at the bottom of this one, it says that it was copy 2020. I'm not sure who the sender was, but it doesn't sound like they know what copyright is. The second message here looks a lot more official as it says your storage limit has been exceeded. Notice the from line. It says that it's from ndsu.edu-it. But as you take a closer look at it, you'll see that the email address is from ndsu.edu at planet.nl. Now, I'm not sure NDSU exists in the Netherlands, but that's not our email address. The URL link also, when you hover over it, goes to a Google form, which is unlikely that Google would be using or that Microsoft would be using for official business. This third message I found quite humorous. It says that it's from Dean L. Bresciani, but the email address is from djdad at netzero.net. Now, I didn't even think that NetZero was still out there, and I'm also guessing DJ Dad probably has not logged into this account in over a decade. I'm also pretty sure that his kids are glad that he hasn't. The subject of this email is that a requesting of a PDF for all of the employees' W-2s. I don't think that Dean Bresciani would be making this request, but then again, maybe he is DJ Dad. Finally, this last one, it's a bit on the scary side. This came from an ndus.edu email account. And essentially, someone got a hold of the credentials to an account that did not have that dual multi-factor set up. This was a former student email account, and the bad guy that logged in was looking through this person's email and started copying messages. Now, email messages like this could come from and look like an email that you may have been exchanging with someone on a compromised account. Though looking at the message, the link seems to be out of context with the message. So what should you do when you receive these types of phishing or email scams? First, do not reply or interact with any of these messages that you suspect of being a phishing or a scam. This lets the attacker know that they made contact with a person. They will likely, if you do reply or interact with them, they will likely continue further attempts. Secondly, you can report this message. We have a reporting mechanism in place. Send this to ndsu.reportafish@ndsu. And if you're unsure if the message is a phish, please ask. We read them. We have a system set up, a virtual system set up, so we can open up these messages. And if something does go wrong, we can just wipe out that virtual machine. Plus, we can also see what these actual messages and these attachments are doing. Third, delete the message so that it's no longer in your inbox. This prevents you from clicking on anything inadvertently. Also, we would ask that you talk to your other coworkers. Let them know that you are seeing these types of things happening. Warning them if you see something unusual will help the entire university. Finally, I'm going to go through some things that you should be on the lookout for. We've been hearing and seeing in the cybersecurity world several instances where people are using these COVID-19 dashboards and maps, which are open source and available for people to use, to install malware on people's computers. So you are actually seeing a COVID-19 dashboard or something like that, but something else is downloading in the background and possibly infecting your computer, stealing credentials, and causing all other kinds of problems. So when you are looking at these types of maps, if you are looking at them, make sure that you are looking at the .edu that they're actually coming from. For example, this one here is looking at the Johns Hopkins University of Medicine site. If you are looking at these types of maps, make sure that you are on that, like coronavirus.jhu.edu site, rather than some other site that's just loading this and you don't know what else is loading in the background. This one kind of caught me off guard. This came in on somebody's Facebook page where they were receiving a text message saying that someone has come into contact with them that was symptomatic of COVID-19. And one of the things that they're asking you to do is click on this link. Now, some of the research I've gone into it will say that this will download a file to your Apple phone or your iPhone that could install malware on your device. So if you do see something like this, I would recommend that you delete that text message. Finally, thank you for watching this video. If you do have any questions for me, you can reach me at jeff.gimble@ndsu.edu, or my phone number is 231-6730. You can reach the security office by contacting us at ndsu.itso@ndsu.edu. We will be happy to answer any questions that you have or to be able to point you in the right direction if we are not able to answer those questions. Again, thank you for this video and please stay safe.